Greetings, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette, and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. I just finished up with clients today, and I have a message for you as I am decompressing and having a little bit of espresso. Yes, I decompress with espresso because who doesn't? All right, guys. So the message came from a client today, and I wanted to share this with you. You guys know that I do this work. It is my great joy to work with clients all over the world and walk them through their relationship stages. It is my specialty. It's literally what I incarnated here to do. So it delights me to see people get into their higher vibrational selves, especially my divine feminines and empaths. I have a calling to work directly with you, and not just everybody, not just the run of the mill, not just the run of the amok, but people that are working on their elevation, the higher empath, the super empath. Okay. So I'm the teacher's teacher, the practitioner's practitioner, and I'm always being taught by you. And that's what a sign of learning and studenthood and teaching is really all about. When you learn, you teach. So this is what I learned today that I wanted to bring to you. I had a client that I've been working with for years, and she allowed me to talk about this. I'm so grateful because she's a success story if ever there was. She was a defined feminine and an empath, much like many of us here who didn't know her value and her worth. And it showed up in her dating life and it showed up in her career. So that's what she called to start getting advice with me about. And I started to help her. The message of this video is you will have to sacrifice something in order to ascend, because you are literally dropping off the dead weight or the ballast or anything like that that keep you out of thing. Aw. Aw, I love you, Just Theory. It is so good to see you here. Girl, I gotta stop real quick. I will get back on my train of thought. Guys, Just Theory has been helping me to heal a wound that I did not know that I even needed healing with, or that I wasn't even cognitively aware of. And if you want to get more into that, you can go check out the video I loaded this morning. We had a comment exchange, and I detail it for any of you guys that are interested. I won't waste your time here with it, but it is definitely, if you have healing and don't understand that we as earth angels are assigned to different people, that you will have people come into your life that you don't even know. They could be a perfect stranger. And I keep saying I'm going to make this video, but I will, about what we are assigned to as earth angels. But Just Theory is one of my subscribers here and commenters who's always faithful and shows up. I have a thing about people that are faithful and consistent. It really touches my heart. And so she's done that, but she helped me heal something from years ago that I didn't even know was there. We had a beautiful full circle moment. So I'm so appreciative of her. And we met here. Parasocial relationships matter. This is someone that I may never meet in person, but I actually feel like I know, and I feel a kindred energy with this person because she has been lovely and healing, and she didn't have to do much. That's another thing, empath. When you are doing or working with people and you're really doing your transmutation and work energy, you will not have to actually like go out of your way when you're in alignment with someone and doing good healing work. Sometimes we get exhausted. Just showed up, and I'm so grateful for it. But my angel said, "Oh, she's here for a reason. This name specifically is here for a reason, because we need to address this within you, because it's time to heal and it's time to push through." So just facilitated that for me. God, Mercury retrograde has been kicking my ass, guys. I cannot talk at all, and y'all already know I have a lisp and I'm half deaf. It's a hot mess over here. All right. So thank you, Jess. Now back to the message. So pay attention, Earth Angel message. You will be assigned to people quickly, and you may not even know why. Jess was sent and directed here, found my videos, God knows how. I'm so grateful she did, because she helped heal me. You see that, empath? That's real empathy. She didn't even know what she was doing, but she was doing work. Amen, amen, and amen. And blessings are on her way to her, because she did it selflessly. She didn't even know how she was helping, but she did. Now, you will have to drop something to ascend. So what I was saying earlier is that there is a cost for our ascension. Now, this is a video I have up here too, where I talk about, if you want to know if they're a karmic, check your bank account. What the premise of that is someone who is there to deplete our energy will cost us emotionally, financially, energetically, sexually, whatever. They will cause us to have losses. They will cause us to have issues. How does that look financially? It could mean that they are money hungry, or they need a lot of your money, or they demand that you work and they're selfish and it's imbalance. How would this manifest emotionally? It means that one partner is giving more to the relationship. That's a karmic relationship, and it's draining. How would it manifest in a career wise? It means that you can find yourself not being able to keep a job, or they can't keep a job and you're trying to support them, so it's affecting your career stability. Sexually, it could mean sexually, it could mean All right, guys, sorry about that interruption. Sexually, it can mean STDs. So that's what that means regarding how a karmic would deplete you. It's not just STDs as sexually transmitted. I'm talking about spiritually transmitted diseases as well, which are more detrimental. Listen, guys, we all know STDs are detrimental, so do not like get me wrong here in this Mercury retrograde. But for the empath, the sexually or the spiritually transmitted diseases where we get our greatest depletion, because that means that entities can be attached to us, and our whole purpose of being here is to stay in a high vibration and to be of service, yeah, but to be of service with boundaries anyway. So when you cut off people, energies, or problems and or addictions of your own, what you have the opportunity to do is to get into a place where you can actually really oh my goodness, what you get into an energy to do, sorry guys, I guess it's call time, is get into a place where you're able to really ascend to your next level. Now back to sweet pea. Sorry, I got off on a tangent there with my good girl Jess there. So what I will say here is my sweet pea, that's what I'll call my client. My sweet pea has done such a beautiful job, but she ended a karmic relationship. So a relationship where someone, she had run the blueprint to them, right? She had given them all, and this is another thing that comes up here with us, Divine Feminine. We create a relationship dynamic for someone. We give them the full blueprint, and then they run the ball down to a karmic relationship because they maybe haven't learned their lessons, they haven't ascended. And we watch a lot of people get into relationships that they said they could never get into with us, and we're just like devastated. The lesson of that is that we were over giving, and also the lesson of that was finding our self-worth. I had 3 clients with that same scenario today, 3 women and 1 guy, actually 4 clients who had given the blueprint to somebody else and they ran it down the field. And then they're all of a sudden married, or it happened so quickly, or what happened. It's because there was a wound in you that needed to be healed. Oh, this is how Jess comes in. Thank you, angels. There was a wound in you that needed to be healed, and that may be the wound of being the codependent, the overgiver, and the enabler to a relationship dynamic that was toxic for you. So in order for your ascension to happen, the universe doesn't give you a heads up message. You know how I always say, I'm here to tell you the fine print, and that's what I do. So the universe doesn't always give you a heads up. So I'm going to give you the secret message, fine print here, empath. In order for you to get greater abundance in your life, let go of whoever or whatever that thing is that's your vice. Sometimes people can be our vice. We are quite prone to being love addicted, okay, guys? If we can deal with any addiction, if you dealt with a partner, or divine masculine, or distorted masculine, or divine feminine that was addicted to actual substances, chances were they were the substance that you were addicted to. That was a revelation that I had in my own journey, and it's a revelation that I see many divine feminines and empaths have over and over again. Oh my God, I made that person my focus. I made that person my sin, my heaven, and my hell. So when you extract yourself out of that deep, dark well, you're able to have clarity. And what happens is abundance and blessings befall thee. You get rained down on with juicy energy and support from the universe. But they don't tell you that. That's the fine print. They don't say, well, when you let go of this, we're going to bless you with your wildest dreams in so many ways, because it's a test. This is a test, guys. I have a video up here named that, where I talk about my test more deeply for those of you that don't know my story. But what I will say is it's a test of the definitely the emotional broadcasting system, of the empath broadcasting system, of the Ihala, the Elohim broadcasting system. Are you listening to your angels, the Elohim? Are you listening? They want to know. Do you intrinsically and on a higher level, as a high priestess, as an empath, as an intuitive, as a spiritualist, as an earth angel, are you getting instinctively that in order to grow, that you will have to make a sacrifice of something that you were so comfortable and that you did used to know? It has to become the thing that you used to know, and not the thing that you do still day to day, because it was depleting your energy and drawing life force away. And they said that that cannot stick and that cannot stay, and that's why they say make it go away, and then we're going to bless you, baby, in all of the best ways. Okay, so they want you to release that thing. With my sweet pea, she went from working in a daycare where she was not being treated well, where she was dealing with narcissistic bosses and mind games and triangulation. Can any of us relate? I think we all can. And then she had the temerity as she cut people out of her life in various relationship forms and all across the board, not just romantic, and started to really get healthy and focus and set boundaries. And she felt like, I could go into the education system. I have a degree. She worked through a degree while we counseled together, and she finished it. And then she got in a great job in her state, which is fantastic, especially the state that she's in. And then she now was offered a position of a teacher in a full-time capacity, and she has dreams and aspirations to move on to something that she never in her wildest dreams thought she could manifest, which was teaching abroad. That's the work that we do, empath. When we get to work together, that's what I get to do when I work with you via our readings or counseling sessions. If you really want to elevate and you have a goal, I can help you get there. But it's because my angels are always saying when or how to steer clear of our own personal ways that we sabotage. And the ways that we sabotage is by holding on to things that are albatross, or an albatross, which is something that is around you, that confines you, that is stuck to you. Sometimes, in order to get clarity, you have to cut your way through those old things that are stuck onto you. And then you ascend buoyant, you're lighter. There's really, we don't think about it because energy is energy and souls are souls and they're weightless. But there is a weighing down that happens when we stick with people that may want to stick with us because they're getting fed off of our energy, because we're enabling their behavior, because they like using us, because they like not figuring out the answer. We're really good puzzle solvers, empaths, because we intuit our way through a thing. So if you want to ascend, you will have to release, you will have to cut out. Like I said with your closet, it's the same principle. That's what it's all about. Make room to get in a new thing. Make room to get in new relationships. Make room to get in new money. Now, usually when you cut someone off, what I've noticed, especially if they were a serious karmic lesson for you, a long-term lesson for you, you'll be blessed in ways you can't even imagine. It will be everything you ever dreamed about having, but it comes to you with ease, and it comes to you and it's solid, because it's essentially, I like to think of it as compensation for our pain and suffering, but that's the truth of it. You will be asked to sacrifice something, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna break your fucking heart. Excuse my whole language on this Sunday. My angels allowed it because I want you to hear the energy of that. I once had a professor, Dr. Bell, when I was in university, and she would say to me, sometimes the vulgarity of the moment calls for the language, right? She was an English professor. And so what I will tell you is this: it will break your whole fucking heart. It's going to crush you guys. You will feel like you're being torn apart. And that's how you know that your sacrifice is going to be rewarded so greatly. It will turn, your life will turn into art, is what I'm being told to tell you. And I think the reason they're saying that to me is because we create from a broken place sometimes the most beautiful of art. Every love song or sad song or great painting, most of them were inspired by love in some form that was being transmuted, whether it was the beginning cycle or the end. And I do a lot of readings here that are focused on channelings with music, so I'm very attuned to that. But they're saying, remind them that a lot of it came from heartbreak. But what happens after that is you once again feel great. And I'm hearing Chris Martin, turn your magic on for me, they said. This is really interesting because I don't know if this is for any message for you, but he was in a long-term relationship, a karmic relationship with Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't know that it was good or bad. I mean, it's Goop. She's Gwyneth. Lord have mercy. Anyway, that's another story for another day. But Chris Martin from Coldplay and the band, they had this relationship and they needed to have it to ascend to bring in their kids. They had a karmic contract and a Six of Cups and an Akashic Records or the Book of Life contract to merge and bring together kids. When he broke up with her, he started dating Jennifer Lawrence and he felt alive again. He felt replenished, but he had to finally walk away from Gwyneth Paltrow in order to really get involved with that new energy he needed, which caused him to write another song, the song I just sang badly, turn your light on for me, they said, turn your magic on for me, she said. So he was challenged by this new soul-mated energy to be creative and magic. She literally said to him, turn your magic on, be magical. Now, while it's not one of my favorite songs, the songs he wrote with Gwyneth were more deep and pulling. I'm thinking of I will try to fix you. Isn't that interesting? Very karmic relationship. I might do a reading on that and a little look into their love lives, looking at their synastry and why they were attracted and what was the lesson there. But back to you guys, they said, cut it clear. And they said, I'm not hearing go clear. Oh, go clear. They're talking about Scientology here. I don't know who this applies to, but they're saying that you cannot be in a cult mindset anymore. That is no longer for you. Okay. I don't know if you're actually in Scientology or if you're in a cult mindset or you got into a coven. They're talking about covens here. So maybe a group of women that are low vibrational or something like that, but you can no longer be there for, that's a message for somebody here. I don't know what that even means, but what does that have to do with anything? Go clear. Yeah. They want you to go clear. They want you to clear clarity in your mind. They want you to extract yourself out of groupthink, apparently. Okay. So yeah, when you release those things, you get out of it. Oh, the reason I was talking about Chris and Coldplay and Jennifer Lawrence, even though their relationship didn't last, it was a destined interaction that they needed to have, right? So he needed to meet Jennifer so he could get his creative juices back, and then he started to tour again. Shortly thereafter, I do believe that he did the Super Bowl. I may be out of the timeline contextually, but I do believe that he got some new opportunities and new things that he hadn't had because he had some stagnancy in the last part of his relationship regarding that. So anyway, guys, that's what you needed to know right now, is that you will release and sacrifice in order to grow. It will be required of you. That's how you will know you're really ascending. When my sweet pea called me today, she said to me, I really feel like I've ascended. Now, these are words that I hear talk about all the time, but it's not something that I have talked to her about deeply. So that's how I knew she was truly divine and on her own path, meaning her angels are giving her her own information. I am a teacher. I'm a facilitator. I'm a conduit. I will always share with you what I know and learn to help raise the vibration. It is the soul contract I agreed to, but it doesn't work without you. And it doesn't work without you being in contact with your angels and your higher self, with your soul, mind, body, and soul, and being grounded so that you can really get well. I can only guide you. I can only lead you. But you have to be open for those downloads, because even though I'm telling you some of the fine print, you still will be freaking hit with a ton of bricks when you're called to sacrifice your favorite thing, or the thing you perceived at as your favorite thing, or your favorite addiction, or your favorite vice. But sacrificing it will inevitably, inexplicably, and immediately change your life. That's the message. All right, guys, let me take a look and see if I can get into the comments. Oh, I'm having to read it upside down. Oh, God, there's a lot of comments today. Okay. Let's see if I can turn this around, because I got flipped. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Let's see. Sarah Thomas, hey sis, many blessings. Hey Sarah, Jess. Are the angels take care of each other? Indeed. On the same day, an eagle flew over me. Aww. Sarah says, and on the same day, an eagle flew over near me at the time. Amen. You help me all the time. I see a video of yours. You're real and open. Love, love, love. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Sarah. Sarah, hi, Jess. Been through that too. Let go of codependencies with my kid's father. Awesome, Sarah. This reminds me of the video, Monette, you made about Bishop T.D. Jakes. You can't be flighty and bring anything to fruition. You have to sacrifice. Amen. That's right. God, you're such a good student, Jess. I love having you here. Thank you. Is it bad to vape here and there? That's what I need to, that's what needs to be let go. Sarah says, I quit smoking cigarettes and now just vape here and there. Congrats on quitting. Thank you. AA meetings I went straight with God. Found 3 feathers yesterday. Feathers are amazing. And Tanyan, hello. How do you know if they're karmic? Okay, let me answer that question, guys. Let's get me here. Let's answer the question. Okay. How do you know if they're karmic? All right. So quickly, how do you know if they're karmic? You will lose things. They will be a disruption to your life. They will take from you. They will not be equally reciprocal. They will not give as much as you do. They will not be emotionally as concerned as you. They will be they are not will be not as emotionally concerned as you. It may feel incredibly meant to be as well. I watched someone recently get with someone who she knew was going to take her through fresh hell, and she just like dove right into it. She was compelled. Okay, so there is a soulmate element usually to a karmic. They're supposed to be in your life. I have a soulmate that I met a few years ago that we had that love at first sight energy, or it was, friendly and platonic, but it was like I immediately knew who she was. She immediately knew who I was. Before the day was over, she's like, you're my person. I'm adopting you. She said those words out of her mouth, and we have literally been inseparable since. And I was nervous before meeting her. So karmic soulmates can can be that. And it doesn't always have to be toxic, right? She was here to teach me a lot of lessons about raising my vibration regarding finances and loving myself and knowing my self-worth. So that's good. But sometimes with the karmic soulmates that are toxic, they're going to deplete from you and you will be addicted to them and feel like you can't get away. With the positive soulmates, you will also feel compelled and like you need their energy. You want to be around them, but you're able to manage it and it's not codependent. Yeah. Jess says, yep, my narc ex bestie called me a soulmate right before the tumultuous end. So glad I found your channel. Girl, I know a good thing about a narc ex bestie. Oh my God. Mine was a covert. Y'all know my story. A hot mess. What a mess. Yes. And they do gas. They can tell when we're going to pull away. So they start to really lay it on thick. My narc covert ex bestie was always like talking about Grey's Anatomy. What I don't think she realized is that she was manifesting from the lowest vibrational place. What that means is, Grey's Anatomy has a lot of toxic twin flame and soulmate dynamics on it. It's always like calamity and craziness. So she was watching a lot of that and manifesting it. She didn't even realize what she was doing. I knew what she was doing. I was watching her, but we were like, I was the high priestess, and the high priestess in the tarot doesn't speak. I was observing and taking in information and knowing. Okay, the high priestess is omnipotent or omniscient. I cannot talk during this retrograde, which is not that you're always all knowing, but that there's a sense of something you do have an idea about. Anyway, XD besties will do that and they will start to love bomb you because they can feel that you're pulling away. While she was telling me the most kind, loving things, I was playing my exit strategy like I was in an abusive relationship. Message for anybody here: that's what you need to do. Always try to get away from your narc before they're trying to get away from you, because you will really hurt with the discard if it's reversed. Okay, they're discarding you probably for you to even get out of their face. So just heads up, 7 up, pack your go bag and make a contingency plan to exit out. But you can tell that they're about to do that when they start telling you how wonderful you are. It's because they got a new supply and they're just trying to make sure that everything stays, juggly and good and all that jazz. Now, you asked, is it okay to vape? That will be a decision that you have to make for yourself. You are welcome. Oh, good. I'm glad you know who to move past. Now, I also have a video up here, Tanyan, for you to go check out, how to tell if they're karmic, where I talk about some of my experiences more in depth and how I knew that people were karmic. From my mother regarding money. My mother was karmic for my money. My husband had some money karmic stuff where I had to separate my energy for a while for him, not separate from him, but separate energy. And then I had karmic friendships and karmic lovers. So I give examples for each thing. So go check out that video. That's going to be a nice little compendium of information so you can start to gauge if they're karmic or not for you, and then check your bank account. If it's someone you're dating, you'll lose money. Anyway, here's the answer with the vape. That has to be something that sets well in your soul. What I will say is set yourself up for success, not failure. If you quit smoking and that was the greater of the evil, then you have taken on to task, Sarah, something that was really. Jess is like my spiritual guider and coach helper here. I'm so grateful for you, Jess. Every time you show up, like ridiculously grateful. She is such a sweetheart in the comments to everybody and facilitates community. Blessings to her for that. But with your vaping, you have to kind of pray about that and see if it's right or wrong for you. No one can tell you what is right or wrong for you. I will say set yourself up for success, and what that means is don't stop doing something only to do it again in a few days, because what it does is it depletes your self-efficacy. You don't believe in yourself, so you don't think that you can. I don't personally see it as a problem. That's just my own personal opinion, if that's what is a comfort for you in whatever regard. When your angels are ready for you to release that, let's say that's the thing you're holding on to, Sarah, they're going to make it abundantly clear. It won't be something that you can just do with ease. It will start to get more and more difficult, as with all bad behavior. So it will be consequences that you cannot ignore. Okay, so that's something like the example I want to give is with health. If you don't take care of your health, eventually the consequences are of that you can't ignore, and you know that it's being lifted from you. So wait till you know for sure that it's to that capacity, and ask yourself and intuit for yourself if that is good. I agree with Jess. Congratulations for quitting what you needed to quit. When the next thing, because think about your process for quitting the cigarettes. You were led to know, for some reason, this is not jiving with me. Maybe you coughed extra hard one day, or maybe coughed up blood. Had something happen that made you think, oh my God, it's too much. Or you felt addicted or got a glimpse of yourself. Something happens. We get self-awareness, right? And it's because we're supposed to evolve and rise through that moment. So that's the answer to your vape. When it's time for you to evolve and rise through the vape, you will do so, and you will let it go, and it will happen. And it won't be something that you agonize over, okay? But it's definitely probably a lesson. All right, guys, so good to share some energy with you. Let me see if there's anything else. Justice Antoinette, and I will book with you soon. Just going through no, a lot right now. My partner's father is in the final. Is oh my gosh, your video tear soup helps so much. You are so welcome, Jess. I'm so grateful, so grateful that that was of service to you. I thought it was a beautiful lesson, and God only knows we all have various days where we're making tear soup. As empaths, it seems like we make a lot of tear soup, but I want us to understand that that's not all that we do. But this is a period of time that you're in, and I'm sending blessings, and I'm gonna light a candle for you. Right now. Yeah, my angels guided me to do that, and the gift from my friend and the lesson. It was such a beautiful moment, a full circle moment of healing. So you're welcome, sweetie. All right, guys, I will be back on here. I've got some more clients this afternoon. I'm gonna probably jump on and do some live tonight, maybe some live readings. Let's see if I can get my life together. We shall see. If it's not too busy today. But I love you guys so good spending some energy. Oh, you're so welcome, Sarah. It's okay. It's a part of who you are. I don't want you to push it away and say it's not who I am. If it wasn't who you are, it wouldn't have showed up in your reality and your experience. Do you get it? We all have parts, shadow self, amen. And that's what it's called. And as empaths, we always run from that. Our addictions, our things, our dark things that go bump in the night, whatever makes us feel good or bad or just right. And we like to pretend that we don't have that. We're all love and light. That's BS and balderdash, Sarah. You're allowed to want to smoke something, drink something, twerk something. You're allowed to feel those feelings. But it just means, does it set well with you? Can you look in the mirror? Do you like who you are? That's the main thing. What about the butterflies? What do you mean about the butterflies, Sarah? Hold on one second. Let me see if I can see. What about the butterflies and the bird flying into our screen today? If you get animal, those are animal totems, and so I would look them up. I would just Google butterfly and the color specifically. The color is always an indication of the message, okay? The frequency of the message is attached and associated with the color of any animal you see. So whether it's a blue jay or a brown fox or a polar bear or a ostrich, whatever, there's a reason for that, and I will Google it. The bird, depending on what kind of bird it is, you can get more information. Birds are definitely getting your attention when they fly into the window. The butterflies are usually more spiritual messages. It could be from crossed over loved ones, or it could be about a stage of transition in your life. Butterflies are always about going from the chrysalis. I cannot say words today. Chrysalises point to the emergence, to the evolution, to the unveiling of the wings, and coming out of the cocoon. So there is some transformation that's happening. The butterfly would be associated with scorpionic energy, which is death, rebirth, and transformation. Okay, so that's the energy. And that's all I've got. Come back and join me next time, guys, and we will continue to evolve together.